Now, Bernie Sanders illustrates again why people love him. Now, this morning, of course, Bernie Sanders went on Morning Joe and called for the Democratic Party to essentially change into one that works for us and not the big donors. Now, I want to show you different clips of this interview, and then I want to break it down. So let's take a look at the first one where they introduce Bernie Sanders.
I think many Democrats throughout this country understand that we need to rebuild the Democratic Party. We need to make it into a grassroots party, that we need to reach out to working people, to young people all over this country. And on Sunday, there will be at least 40 rallies from Maine to California telling the Republicans that, no, you're not going to repeal the Affordable Care Act, throw 30 million people off of health insurance, raise the cost of prescription drugs for seniors, devastate Medicaid. You're not going to do that. We're going to fight back, and we're going to organize at the grassroots level. This is the beginning of what I hope will be an ongoing effort to create the Democratic Party into a grassroots organization.
All right, so now, number one, Bernie Sanders, he's out there, he's going to fight. And that's what we love about him. And look, this is a guy that he lost the primary under dubious circumstances. I realize that. Not only did he lose the primary, the candidate he supported and worked so hard to try to elect also lost. But yet, here's this guy, he didn't give up. No, because he's been fighting for this for over 30 years. So he's out there fighting, and to be honest, that's what being a leader is actually about. Bernie Sanders is a natural leader. He didn't ask for it, but he's out there, he's out doing these rallies, he's out there fighting, and that's what we love about him. Now, Joe Scarborough is going to ask another question. He's going to ask Bernie Sanders why Democrats did so poorly in this recent election, and here's Sanders' answer.
But Barack Obama, obviously, when he was having his farewell speech, was talking about the importance of getting out there, knocking on doors, getting people organized again. Is that something that the Democratic Party has fallen short on over the past 4 to 8 years? And is that why Republicans have made such gains on all levels of the government?
Joe, I think the short answer is yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Democrats, and we understand why, but there's a tremendous preoccupation with raising money, and there has been a turning away from the communities and the grassroots of this country. I am happy to tell you that just the other day in California, for example, progressives who have been organized by the National Nurses United and by our organizations captured a majority of the seats at the grassroots level of the Democratic Party. We are beginning to see that type of mobilization where people understand that real politics is door-to-door stuff. It's talking to our neighbors. It's standing up and fighting the big money interests who have so much power over the economic and political life of this country.
That's exactly where it is. And Joe, I would think that Bernie Sanders might be taking a vacation right now, but instead he is doing the work again.
Okay. So, yeah, look, Mika, when it comes to people on vacation, that's exactly what Hillary Clinton's doing. Hillary Clinton's checked out. She's gone, right? If anybody's on vacation, it's her. And that's exactly what she's saying. She's literally hiding in the woods and not fighting for things, the causes that she claimed to believe so much in. So, but there's that. Now, I love how during that, Bernie Sanders kept bringing up, what the Democratic Party is doing wrong is raising money from giant corporations and business interests. They're too busy raising money to do anything else, to go out and actually talk to the people. Yes, that's exactly why the Democratic Party is out of touch. And Bernie Sanders kind of hits it right in the head because, again, what we have are two parties that are essentially beholden by giant corporations, by big money in politics. And it's ignoring the needs of regular people. Now, here's I want to go to what I believe is one of the best parts of this interview, and this is where, of course, Bernie Sanders points out that the party needs to stop worrying about the billionaire class and actually says, hey, if they hate me, that's great. Let's take a look.
And that's one of the great ironies of this year that and I know we talked a good bit in the beginning, the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, the middle class is getting squeezed, the working class is getting left behind. And in a year where your message, that message, all of that undeniable, that really took off in the primary process for you, despite the fact, again, it seemed like you had everything stacked against you. How could it be in 2016 that year that began with your inspirational campaign ended up with the election of a billionaire whose cabinet, actually, we hear together, I don't know if the numbers are accurate or not, but I've read some stats that say his cabinet appointees alone control more income personally than 1/3 of all Americans?
Well, that's a very good question, Joe. And I think, honestly, it speaks to the failure of the Democratic Party. There was once a time in this country, FDR, Harry Truman, where working people were clear which party was on their side, which party was prepared to take on the big money interests. Remember Roosevelt talking about taking on the economic royalists. He was proud that they hated him. That's the kind of vision we need for the Democratic Party. If the billionaire class hates me or hates other progressives, we should be proud of that, because we have got to start identifying with the working people who have seen their jobs go to China and Mexico, the people who are making $10 an hour, the elderly people who can't afford prescription drugs. We have got to bring those people together to fight the big money interests who have so much power today.
Yes. Yes. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying. You don't hear that from other politicians, by the way. Bernie Sanders is sitting there like, yeah, hey, look, if they hate me, great. I'm proud of your hatred. Bring me your hatred. That's great. It is a badge of honor to me to be despised by those who don't like to pay their fair shares of taxes, who don't like to pay their workers a fair wage or a living wage, and or people who stack the system against the middle class and the working class in order to line their own pockets. I welcome their hatred. I welcome it. And again, he's refreshing because you don't hear that from other politicians. Okay, you know why? It's because big money runs the show. See, these other politicians, they try so hard to not to offend their donors. No. Rich people, rich people are great. They're actually job creators. We must protect them. We must protect their businesses. They're successful individuals. They worked hard. Okay, look, let's be fair. A lot of them do work hard. Some of them are actually incredibly talented and very hardworking and did build successful businesses. I got no hate for those guys, okay, and gals. The thing is, what I do have a problem with is the generational wealth, okay? The people that are born into wealth and privilege and then don't do anything with it, that don't do anything positive with it, and just keep making money on money without actually adding to society. These are the people that are born on third base and think they hit a triple. And they sit there and think, we're better, we're smarter than you because we were rich. Why weren't you born rich? We'll just take away your opportunity. No, those are the people I can't stand. Trump is actually a pretty good example of this. Okay, Trump essentially inherited his money and his father's business. So what did he do? Well, a lot of Trump supporters might be saying, well, he turned it into an even more successful business. You know what he turned it into? 6 bankruptcies. That's what he turned it into. And a giant load of debt. And you can look this up. Donald Trump says, no, I don't have any debt. My companies aren't in debt at all. No, they are. And you can go and find that information. And besides, why do you think that he does not want you to know what's in his tax returns? He doesn't want to release his tax returns. That's why. But anyway, the point is, if those people hate us, progressives, if those kinds of people hate us, great. Great. I welcome their hatred. I welcome it. Because all we're trying to do is asking them to pay their fair share. And that's it, to help make a better society. If they want to hate us for that, bring it on. Bring it on. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. patreon.com/TYT Nation.